When the China virus arrived, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II.
Biden put the ban on highly, heavily infected people coming to our nation from China.
I was at the park with my dog and my kids. It was my first time at this particular park with my dog, so I was kind of confused on the rules, and I didn't have him on leash. And I was playing ball with him, but the next thing I knew, this woman was kind of walking towards me. She does not have a mask on, and she gets kind of close to me. She says to me, "You can't have your dog off leash," and immediately put the dog on leash. And I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know, it was my first time at this park." And then she said, "Well, there are signs everywhere. Can't you read Oriental?" And that's when my heart just starts pounding, because I realized maybe this isn't just about the dog, and she's calling me this name, and I'm in front of my children. So I said to her, "Okay, I understand the rules. I'm sorry. He's on a leash now. You don't have to be rude about it." And this sort of makes her irritated with me. And she starts coming even closer to me. And at this point, I'm really sort of worried, because we're supposed to maintain a social distance. So I hold out my hand and I say, "Ma'am, you're too close. You need to stop. I get what you're trying to say, but I really need you to stop." At this point, she turns to her husband, and then he starts walking towards me too. And he gets close to me and he says, "Go back to where you came from." My first reaction was, I just got to get them away from me. So I do the only thing I think of is I pulled out my phone and I basically started pointing it to them, and I said, "You guys need to stop. You need to walk away. You're too close. You can't come any further." And I said, "You can't say racist things."
People just said, "Go back to where you came from." They called me an Oriental, and they were mean to me, and they came really aggressively towards me and my kids. Yes, these people right here.
I took my dog and we sat in the car, and I remember sitting in the car with my kids, and my kids going, "What just happened?" As a parent, you just always don't want to traumatize your kids even more, but I didn't want to be, participating in like normalizing this behavior. So I decided that I was going to say the truth. Even though I'm a children's book author and I write about racism in my books, when it came time to tell my kids about it, I really was at a loss for words. And it took like courage to be able to tell them like that mommy was hurt. And the next question they had was, why would they do this? And also, what's gonna happen next time? And how are you gonna protect us? And I didn't have an answer to those questions. We have been making such great progress up until COVID, and every time something like this happens, it sets us back. And it erodes all the progress that we've been making for the last decade or so. But I think that as long as we, the people, still hold together as a community, we see more of our commonalities than our differences, and that we're really the same. We have the same hopes and dreams. We just want to survive this thing. We want to be healthy and have our families. And then I think we can get through this stronger, and we'll learn a lot of lessons, and hopefully we'll make great progress from this.